Hey there, and welcome back to Utility Sports. We have some breaking news from New Orleans. Brandon Ingram has signed a 5-year extension worth $158 million. This is the max extension. How does this affect the New Orleans Pelicans? They just acquired Steven Adams. Sheldon, kind of break it down for us.
Yeah, so the Pelicans are a team that's been making a lot of moves this offseason. We obviously saw them go and take Kyra Lewis at pick 13, give them some guard depth in case Lonzo Ball and the negotiations there do not go as smoothly as this seemingly has for Brandon Ingram and the Pelicans. Obviously, they brought in Steven Adams and then extended him to a 2-year, $35 million extension, tying him there through 2022 and 2023 that season. And now they lock up Brandon Ingram. He will be there from now, obviously, through 2025. Obviously, a really big extension for him. I'm assuming that there will be a trigger on this deal, allowing it to go to the Supermax, assuming he ever makes an All NBA team or ever finishes top 3 in MVP voting. At this point, it does not look like he'll do either of those things in the short term, but who knows, 2 or 3 years from now, that could change. And that trigger would obviously include a quite substantial raise of about $8 million a year and would have real salary cap implications for the Pelicans. But at this point, you see you've got Zion Williamson obviously still on his rookie deal. Lonzo Ball has 1 year left before his extension talks will really heat up. And now you're looking at Ingram being that core offensive piece in the half court. And obviously a really good fit for New Orleans. He emerged this past year after the Anthony Davis trade, kind of really started to fulfill the potential that many had seen in him prior to being drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. And now the Pelicans are rewarding the player that rewarded them for making that move with the Los Angeles Lakers, in which they gave up superstar Anthony Davis. And now Ingram is the latest of many rookies to get that rookie max extension. We just saw Bam Adebayo today. We saw Jason Tatum yesterday and Donovan Mitchell the day before. Obviously, has been a really good period for those type of players, and now Ingram's the latest to get his.
So, kind of go over with Brandon Ingram, kind of talk a little bit about his progression from his time with the Lakers to his time with the New Orleans Pelicans. What did you see change? What clicked? And what were some of the big factors that went into it?
Yeah, definitely. Ingram is a player that many had seen as a Kevin Durant type coming out. I necessarily hadn't seen that in him. Obviously, the body frame looks quite like that. And really, the biggest steps he took forward as a Pelican really came with his shooting mechanics. He made a slight adjustment to where his elbow is positioned on his release, kind of straightened that out, got more consistent backspin, and we saw a 12%, I believe, improvement on his free throw percentage, and I believe a 6 to 7% jump in his 3-point percentage. Obviously, both really big jumps in terms of efficiency. This is what leads a player going from a 17, 18 point per game scorer to a 22, 23 point per game scorer. Is that just a slight jump in efficiency? And also, this is something that the Pelicans have a history with. They've obviously helped Anthony Davis really grow as a shooter when he was there. And now even Lonzo Ball is looking like a more competent catch and shoot weapon with his adjusted mechanics. So this is something that the Pelicans really deserve a lot of credit in when it comes to player development. And Ingram is also benefited by, being that guy, especially when Zion was out at the start of the year. Ingram was given the ball down the stretch of games, and he rewarded the Pelicans by not only exceeding, but also leading them to some close wins, and kind of kept them competitive when Zion Williamson was out. They were still within striking distance of a playoff spot in the West without arguably their best player for 50 games last year. That is something that doesn't happen for a lot of teams out West. Ingram really was the driving point for them. And now I'm kind of curious to see how his fit works with Zion Williamson. Obviously, Williamson is the guy there to many, but to me, Ingram is the more talented player of the two in the half court. And I think Ingram needs to be given the ball a little bit more than he was once Zion was back. So I'm really interested in monitoring that, but I'm glad that the Pelicans are committing to Ingram at this point, giving him that 5-year, $158 million extension worth $31.6 million a year on average. Definitely a big payday for him and something I think both sides should be really happy about.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense in the world, and we probably thought, both going in that this was going to get done. We thought that New Orleans was going to be a great place for him to stay. Obviously, we're a little worried about the half court offense. You know, what's going to happen with Zion and Brandon Ingram? Who's going to be giving the ball down the stretch? I think you would like to have it in Brandon Ingram's hands right now, considering he is more skilled in terms of half court offense. So, you know, thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. Stay up to date with us. We are going over all the offseason moves that are relevant so far. And if you have any video ideas or suggestions, please drop that in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a great rest of your day.